welcome to the first episode of the PlayFast Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Mack. Thought about 7 years ago in 2013, January of 2013, I was in the off season at my first head coaching job, Ridgeview High School. It was about my 12th or 13th year as a head coach, and I decided in the off season I was a big internet junkie, always looking for material, always looking for ways to get better at my craft, always looking for ways to improve my knowledge of the game on offense, defense, special teams, ways to make Ridgeview football better. And what I found in the offseason was every time I investigated information and every time I went out and looked at things, I would always find websites where people had PDF files, playbooks. Here's how Nick Saban runs this system, or here's how Urban Meyer does this. And I never really found anybody out in front of a camera talking about how they do what they do or why they do what they do. But yet, when I would go to all these clinics and all these Glacier clinics and Nike clinics, and I've been attending clinics for now 22 years as a coach, it was always a whiteboard session of a coach talking about what they do, their philosophy behind what they do, why they do what they do, and then showing you what they do. So, diving back into the wrestling realm, I think that AEW needs to keep doing what they're doing. Don't take shots at WWE every time you get a chance, even though I think they unfortunately have done that. WWE doesn't need to take shots at AEW. Do what you do, have people buy into what you do, and sell your product that way. We had a discussion on our Florida high school football chat last night, and a guy asked me if I would, entertain the idea of talking about systems, and if anybody out there has bought a system and have run an offensive or a defensive system. And you're always going to get a lot of different opinions on systems in football. And at the end of the day, my point that I tried to make was, I've bought DVDs as a football coach. I've bought books as a football coach. I've gone to clinics and paid money as a football coach. I've paid money to learn as a football coach. I have spent money. If somebody wants to spend money to buy a system, why knock that person for doing something that they think is better for their program? If they want to spend money and they have disposable income to spend and they want to buy a system, then so be it. So, I don't sell a system myself. PlayFast football is not a system. But at the same time, I don't knock anybody out there that is selling a system, because I think if coaches want to spend money to make themselves or their program better, and there's people that have a system and resources out there for you to get better, why not? So I try not to knock people that are in the same profession. I know I've done it before in the high school football realm, because there are certain things that, as we dive further into the PlayFast Podcast on future episodes and you learn more about Coach Mack, there's a ton of things about high school football that I absolutely can't stand. And I feel like there's times where, to defend my program, I have to throw certain things out there. But, the one thing you never knock is success. So regardless of what I do or don't agree with in the high school football world, when there's teams out there that have success, you don't knock that success. You may knock the way they are achieving that success, and you may not agree with it, but winning games is winning games. Don't knock people that have success. So I try not to knock anybody else that, is trying to get better at their craft.
Even if they don't do it in a correct way.
That's always been a pet peeve of mine. I have an opinion on what high school football is, and I will always stand by that opinion. I'm never going to back down from it. And I may knock how they get to a certain point, but at the end of the day, it's just like anything else. Winning is not easy to do. So when somebody wins, you can't really knock the winning. These other indie promotions, can they live on high spots only? And what I'm worried about now is the WWE, in order to get back some viewership, is now putting on high spot matches. To me, it's all about how you start, a conversation. It's all about how a recruiter starts. Sell me on your school. Sell me on why my kid should go to your school, what your program does. And a lot of them do. But there are some that come in, and it's no different. It's no different than used car salesmen, all right? Don't sell me on why I shouldn't buy a Toyota. Sell me on why I should buy a Ford. My daughters are in the dance world. I love the dance company that they're a part of, okay? I want that dance company to sell me on what that dance company can do for my daughters, not what the other companies don't do. You know, and that's one of the reasons why I love that dance company, and it's, you know, it's become like a family to us, and I love what my daughters do, and it's just one of those deals where don't sell me and tell me what these other dance companies don't do. Tell me what your dance company does. Why is my daughter going to have fun dancing with you? More athletic adventures, and you know, I'm an avid golfer. I'm a 1 or 2 handicap golfer. I've been a scratch golfer in my life. I played 2 years of Division I college golf at St. John's University in New York. I started my career not playing college football. I played Division II golf on a scholarship and did not play football. So that's another little nugget of Coach Mack history that a lot of people don't know about. So I'm very adamant about the game of golf, and Tiger Woods is probably the best to ever put it, you know, and put the tee in the ground, other than Jack Nicklaus. And
Are you happy that he's getting better, or he's gotten better?
I'm happy that he's relevant again, because he moves the needle. He makes the game relevant.
Yeah.
He and like any other golfer will tell you, it's just like, you know, all these things to me, all my interests, all kind of go hand in hand. So Stone Cold will be the first one to tell you that what's good for business is good for business. And when Stone Cold's making a bunch of money, everybody else is making a bunch of money. When Tiger Woods is bringing golf to another level, these other guys that maybe, you know, he affects their chance to win, he puts more money in their pocket. He moves the needle. Tiger Woods is good for golf. WCW, when they got rid of The Undertaker, which at that time, me, Mark Callis, or you've got to,
WCW?
he was in a lot of promotions.
I was doing
So
that.
when he was in WCW, and you know, one of his gimmicks might have been Mean Mark Callis or something along those lines, but he tagged with Dan Spivey, and they were part of the Skyscrapers, and actually at one point managed by Paul Heyman. So if you're a Paul Heyman guy, you may want to do your research. But The Undertaker tells a story last night that when he got let go by WCW, Ole Anderson told him, nobody will ever pay to watch you wrestle.
He was wrong.
So, you know, you look at something like that, you look at a guy like The Undertaker and what he's been able to do in the wrestling business, and, you know, being told that nobody will ever pay to watch him wrestle. Tiger Woods being told he'll never be Tiger Woods again. These are all things that are motivational to people to understand that even the greatest in their field go through adversity.
Michael Jordan getting cut.
You know, Michael Jordan getting cut in high school, and they all go through adversity, and they're all great stories. And, you know, as a golfer, Tiger Woods is somebody that I look to and I say, man, if he could do it, look at what he's been through. As a coach, I look at Tiger Woods and I talk to my team about dealing with adversity. And, you know, in the wrestling business, you look at a guy like The Undertaker, who is now, you know, probably the greatest gimmick and the greatest character possibly of all time in the wrestling world. And he was told by somebody that nobody would ever pay to watch him wrestle. Well, yeah, but, you know, obviously experience, and stories come from experience. I'm going to be 48 years old this year. As you get older, you gain experience. I have a lot of stories to tell. I have a lot of good football stories to tell. I have a lot of good golf stories to tell. I have a lot of good wrestling stories to tell. I have a lot of good music stories to tell. You know, I'm a big fan of music. I'm a big fan of hard rock, heavy metal music. I'm a huge Metallica fan. All right? You know, one of the stories I have, I saw Metallica and Guns N' Roses at outdoor stadium, the Meadowlands, 93,000 people. You know, that's a pretty cool story. You know, now we don't need to go into the things I was doing at that time, leading up to the concert and during the concert.
Fun. That's all
you know, I was a younger man at that time, but you know, I saw Metallica live 7 different times. The fact that Metallica is now going to come out next year and do 5 different festivals in the U.S. that are 2-day festivals, and they're going to do 2 sets, completely different set lists on those 2-night festivals, you know, is amazing to me. I never understood listening to really almost anything rap pregame.
I think it wasn't about the rap. I think it was more about the beat.
I think the only thing rap-wise I might have listened to pregame was Public Enemy's Welcome to the Terror Dome, but that's only because Mike Tyson walked out to it. So I thought if Mike Tyson walked out to Welcome to the Terror Dome, and at that time was the baddest man on the planet, it's not bad for me to get ready for a football game. You know, but like...
Knuck if you buck.
But yeah, but if...
It gets you ready.
If I go to a club or I go out and I want to be loose and I want to hang out, then that's the genre, I'm fine. If I want to get ready to physically go to battle and put my body on the line against another human being, I don't know if I want to be in that realm. I want to be taken to a different place.
Okay,
but not everybody's the same.
But when
some people want to relax.
So, yes, some people do, but for the majority, like Knuck If You Buck was like a big song when I was in high school. It just gets you pumped to just like you want to ram your head into a wall as you're listening to it. When that song came out, that song was just like, let's go. We're about to just dominate this game.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I don't know.
But I mean, you have people that don't need music. They'll go in a corner and just like read a book or something.
To each his own. This is episode 1. I'm Coach Mac. Remember, whether it's football, podcasting, music, golf, wrestling, life, Disney, just remember you won't play well until you play fast, and I'll catch you guys next time.